Hey, what's going on, guys? Perky here with my man Oscar.
What's up, fantasy football friends? How you guys doing today?
Man, it's a good day. It's a cold day.
It is a very cold day.
Dude, you're on staycation. You're hanging out. That's right.
I am on staycation, not at work currently. Trying to not work, but you know how that goes. People don't know you're on vacation, and so it's been one of those weeks. But it's all right. I don't mind.
Yeah.
The people that are trying to reach out to me are people that I really like, so it works out.
Well, you definitely. I tried to just call you and text you just to say hi, and you for sure didn't really respond. So
I did. I said sure.
Yeah.
Four letters and a period.
I hate. You do that just to upset me. I hate it when people respond with sure on a text, because it can be like sure, yeah, or it could be sure, and you do it all the time just to.
I literally texted that expecting a response back from you, but you didn't respond to me. So
No, instead of sending you one of these, I just actually did it in real life.
I believe it.
Ugh, hate it. But it's good to see your face, man. Been
Good to
missing
see
you this
you.
week. And we had some fantasy football. We had some football last night, Wednesday.
It was literally the longest week of football that of NFL football that I've ever experienced. It started last Thursday morning and ended yesterday, Wednesday afternoon. So it was a long week of football. So it was interesting to say the least.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, man, let's get into it. We don't have. There's no real big notes. This week is the last week of regular season. We'll talk about playoff implications, but remember that when we go into week 14 and we're in the playoffs, everyone, unless you're on a bye, everyone is playing that week. So everyone has stuff to play for over the next few weeks. And I think that's the big thing. The trade deadline's gone. Everybody did a great job with waivers moving this week. That was a weird thing, but waivers will be back to Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, like normal next week, unless something weird happens. But yeah, I think all that went good.
Yeah, absolutely. And just a reminder to the guys that are not in the playoffs, the official playoffs, keep playing, keep paying attention to what's going on, because things change in the NFL, even in these last weeks. Even though your fantasy football season may be done officially, you're not playing for a championship. There's things that are going on. As a matter of fact, I've got Will Fuller. You guys saw the news with Will Fuller. He's suspended for 6 games. That does not affect me any this season because I'm out of the playoffs. But if I wanted to keep him for next season, I've got to remember that he's out the very first game of the season. And so if I wasn't still playing fantasy football, if I wasn't paying attention, I wouldn't know that. So keep paying attention. There's things that have ramifications for next season as well. So
that was rough too. That was rough news.
It was. And Luke was saying that those points shouldn't count. So you know what, Luke, I agree. Let's not count those points, okay? So let's take away those 35 points or whatever, and let's see if you win this week. Oh, wait, you didn't. So it doesn't matter about Will Fuller. You still lost.
Man, brutal. That's brutal. That's awesome. Man, well, talking about this week, there was something that was a bit controversial that happened in our chat. And so I wanted to just share this. Does Oscar look like Aaron Jones?
What a fantastic screen grab, too. Thanks, Justin. I appreciate that.
It really was. When he put that in, I was like, Justin.
Okay. So let's deal with this really quickly. I don't see it. I don't get it. But, Justin, you are not the first person that has said this. You're actually the second person that I've heard this from. My stepson, EJ Lopez, said a few years ago, and this is his exact quote because we remembered it. He said, "Oscar, you look like Aaron Rodgers without a helmet." That was a direct quote. I look like Aaron Rodgers without a helmet. I don't know what that means, but me and my wife have kind of held on to it because my wife has had the comment made that she resembles Danica Patrick. And if you guys remember,
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers and Danica Patrick dated for a while. And
Oh,
so it was a little inside joke between me and my wife, Aaron Rodgers and Danica Patrick dating. And so we actually remembered that EJ had made this comment a few years ago. So that's been an inside joke between us, but nobody else has said that until you, Justin. So
that's
I'll
awesome.
take it, whatever. I don't see it, but if you see it, cool.
Well, I put a poll up this morning. I saw that, and I just had to poll the league, and so far, man, it's one person said yes, that's probably Justin, and everybody else said no. 5 people said no. So it looks like it's a no. You know, I didn't see it until just now when I put it up, and the beard. I think the beard.
The beard helps.
Yeah, the beard helps for sure. Um, Past that, I think I'm out on it. But
Probably maybe from certain angles.
yeah, it was really really funny.
I probably look more like him with a helmet.
Probably so.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, let's get into this week's actual matchups, things that actually happened this week. So, man, Will took me down. We both of us our teams didn't do real great. Man, I feel like my team's falling apart. We'll see. My wide receivers are kind of keep me in the game, but that was rough.
Yeah, I feel like your team's falling apart as well. No offense.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Last place battle right here. Chris came out ahead of Kyle. Close. This is, I think, our close matchup of the week. A close matchup there.
Those poor guys, if their teams were performing like this earlier in the year, they would not be in the position they're in. But man, that's how fantasy football goes sometimes.
Right? Oh, okay. Those are the projections. Sorry, I was refreshing because I was like, it doesn't look like it has everything up to date on Rick, but it does. It does indeed. So bring us back to there. Week 12. Man, Rick's team didn't show up this week. I feel like there was a lot of that, of some of the higher teams just not showing up.
Yeah. I mean, even Diego's team usually scores like 120 points at least.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just really interesting.
But Diego came out on top there. Man, 3-time champ showed up. I mean, Derrick Henry had 1 million points, and so that always helps. Took out Obed. So Andrew needed to win to get in the playoffs. Needed some people to lose as well. He did his part, but unfortunately, Rick did not do his part to help Andrew out.
Rick did not do his part.
He did not. Gary had a great game. 135 points. You should win when you put up 135, unless your opponent puts up 191.
You should win with 135 points, and if you don't, you only get beat by maybe 20 points.
Yeah.
He was the biggest blowout. He got dusted, and that's tough. That's a really tough beat right there.
It's crazy. I was actually a little sad to see Justin not break the record. I was honestly pulling for him. It's just fun when records are broken. But got real close. I mean, right in the back of Tyreek Hill having possibly the best fantasy game anyone's ever had. I don't know what the stats are on that, but
I think he was number 6 of all time.
Really? That's crazy.
Yeah, I think I felt like I heard that somewhere sometime. But yeah, like 6 all-time fantasy points scored. So it's pretty insane. And he did most of it like in the first half, which is insane.
It was so dumb. So dumb. And then like you talked about, you whooped up on Luke.
Yeah, I told you guys I was going to play spoiler. Luke, I told you, no offense, bud, but I'm still trying to crush y'all's dreams. So Gary, I got you next week. I'll crush your dreams too.
Man, and so I guess it's got these are the projected playoffs. I guess we can just look at that.
Sure.
So let's look at the rankings real quick. So there's 4 of us tied at 8-4. There's a little asterisk next to us. That means that all of those guys are locked into the playoffs. So top 4 guys, all at 8-4, locked in, are going to be in the playoffs. But man, a 4-way battle for the bye week, for to be number 1 or 2 and get the bye. I know I sure want that. And so for me, I've just got to win. If I win, I've got the bye. Let's see. We'll look at the matchups and kind of see who's playing who.
Yeah, you want that bye week. It sure does take a lot of pressure off that week. It's nice to just sit back and relax and see how the rest of the league plays out. So yeah, keep fighting for that bye week. It's fun.
Yeah. And then we've got a three-way. So Diego and Luke are tied at 7-5, and so hypothetically, if they both win, they'll be in. Gary's got to win and one of these guys lose, because he's got the points. So he's just 10 behind Diego. So hypothetically, if Diego lost and Gary won, he could pass that. 10 isn't that much. And then he's definitely got the points on Luke. Luke's probably not going to make that up this week. And so Gary just needs to win and one of these guys to lose, and it's very likely he'll be in. So that's great. And then Andrew and Down are out. So it's weird. I don't think Andrew's ever been out of the playoffs. So it's weird. It's a little bit exciting. But all you guys down there, 8 through 12, get ready for that toilet bowl. It's coming.
It's coming.
So, and oh man, Obed moved down, tied with Kyle for last place.
Sure did.
So he still has 100 points on Kyle, but that's okay. It feels, when Kyle's in last place, it just feels like everything is right with the world, right?
It does. It's so normal. Love you, Kyle. Love you, Kyle, so much. But
oh man. So let's look at the playoff picture. So just, you can kind of see this as it stands right now. I would have week 1 bye, and so would Rick in first and second place, and then Will and Diego, and then Luke and Justin. And so I guess that goes, what is it? It would go 4 and 3 and 6, and then 5 and
4.
Yeah, 5 and 4.
And that's really important, because last week in the matchup, Rick did not start Julio Jones. He commented about that he couldn't keep up with the way things were changing, and I understand that. But had Rick won, he would be in first place.
Yeah.
And that would put him, that would have set him up really well to stay in first place for this coming week. So really important to pay attention, because that would have changed some things.
Yeah, and I mean, just based on points, he probably would have almost 100% locked up the bye week.
Yeah,
if he had won. Because even if I won and he lost, I'd jump in, but he'd still have the points. So anyway, so then he'll move on. 5th place, 3rd place down here. Remember that 3rd place, whoever gets 3rd place does get $35. So there is something to play for 3rd place, just so you guys know that. But that will come from, it's not like any type of double elimination. It comes from whoever loses this week 15 match. Those 2 guys will play for 3rd place. In the toilet bowl right now, Obed and Kyle have the bye weeks, and then the rest of you guys would play against each other. Whoever loses moves ahead and will play Kyle or Obed. So Obed and Kyle, man, y'all want to win this week and try to get out of that bye week. I'm not sure that Kyle can get out of the bye, because he also, I mean, well, maybe he could pass Chris.
Yeah,
maybe pass Chris. If Chris lost and Kyle won and gained those 20 points on him, he could get out of the bye. So that could be interesting. He would need Chris and Obed to both lose.
Yeah.
So let's look at this week's matchups, because I'm kind of curious about how some of those things are gonna come up. Before we do that, real quick, so we had football yesterday, and Rick mentioned this, and I just wasn't paying a ton of attention to all the craziness that was happening. Man, sucks to be a Bronco. Gosh.
Yeah, it does. I'm not a Broncos fan by any means. I'm a Colts fan, diehard Colts fan, huge Peyton Manning fan, still my favorite player of all time. even when he went to the Broncos, I could not be a Broncos fan. I just didn't have it in my blood. Was a huge Peyton Manning fan, but not a Broncos fan. But all that to say, I do not root for the Broncos in any way, shape, or form. But they got shafted.
Yeah.
So the league was doing everything they could to postpone, delay, um, take time, all of these things so that the Ravens could have a chance to play their guys. And the Broncos had to go out there with a scrub who, for all intents and purposes, shouldn't have been out on the field. Like, he had zero business being out on an NFL football field, but he was. Kudos to him. He did the best he could with the situation that he was given. But man, that was tough. Poor Broncos fans. You guys didn't get a fair shake.
Well, and I mean, man, that hurt both Will and I, because he had Michael Thomas. I've got Kamara, who Kamara got just almost no usage because they didn't need to at
Exactly.
all. I mean, Latavius Murray had like 19 carries,
Yeah.
and so I mean, it affected fantasy outputs because I mean the Broncos couldn't do anything, and it was this incredibly short game. Man, that was a
Yeah.
mess.
I
And then
mean, Rick started Jerry Jeudy, I believe, and he went like 0 for 1. They had one completion in the entire game,
yeah,
one pass completion in the entire game.
yeah, Rick, on behalf of the NFL, I'm sorry. Um, as if I have some standing with them. But
I'm not. That's what Rick gets for being a Broncos fan.
yeah, dude, that's just rough. Well, and then so I heard theory yesterday. They already pushed the Ravens game back to Tuesday, which would allow Lamar Jackson to play. So a little bit of possible weirdness, a little bit of politics, and
Yeah.
there. Now I do get it. People are a lot more excited to see the Ravens play in general than the Broncos play because the Broncos just aren't any good. I'm sorry, Rick. It's just
Lamar Jackson makes the NFL a lot more money than Drew Lock does,
yeah,
unfortunately, and it's a business.
yeah. So I get it, but man, it's also a competitive game, and the Broncos got shafted. That's pretty
Absolutely.
rough. That's pretty rough.
Absolutely.
So especially when like the day after the game, they got all their quarterbacks back. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that
Yeah,
was
and their defense has been playing great, all things considered. Who's to say that their defense couldn't have stopped Taysom Hill if their offense was able to stay on the field a little bit longer? You
yeah, it
know,
would have been great for me.
yeah, it changes everything. So
Man, yeah, it was crazy. And at least being a Broncos fan, you know that the league is against you. It's better than being a Philly fan where just everything sucks. So
oh my gosh, guys, you Philly fans, Justin, Luke, man, I don't feel bad for Rick being a Broncos fan because I mean
I did
they,
love
they've had their glory. They've won the Super Bowl many times. They had John Elway, they had Peyton Manning. But man, you Eagles fans, you had 1 year of greatness, and now you've gone to pretty close to the bottom of the barrel.
a quick fall.
The Eagles, it was a very quick fall from grace. And man, you guys are probably barely one step above the Jets right now. I don't know what happened to Carson Wentz. I like Carson Wentz. I thought he was going to be the next superstar of the NFL at quarterback. And I just don't know what is wrong with that guy. His best pass, he had an incredible pass in that game to the other team in his own end zone. So, yeah, he was trying to throw a touchdown, but he threw it right to another guy. And I don't know what's going on with Carson Wentz, but it is sad to see. So, sorry, Eagles fans.
That's crazy. I did like this picture that Justin put up, calling Carson Wentz a backup quarterback. That was pretty great. But it is crazy in the NFC East where I mean Alex Smith was the third string coming into the season. Everybody else was playing their starting backups, and as Justin said, it seems as though the Eagles are as well, regardless of who they put on the field. And I was talking with somebody yesterday, and they're like, "Well, but maybe Hurts, blah blah blah." And man, I'm gonna say it again. As an OU fan that watched Hurts play a lot last year, don't get excited. He's
Yeah.
not that good. He doesn't have a long ball. He's not as mobile as people think he is. He's like a slow Cam Newton. He's strong, but he's not that fast. And he's mildly accurate in the short to medium pass, but he is nothing special.
Well,
So good luck with that.
I will just say the sad thing about that picture, and I'm once again not picking on Eagles fans, but honestly, I would take Andy Dalton and Alex Smith easily over Carson Wentz right now, as
Yeah.
it stands right now. And I wouldn't have said that 4 months ago.
Not Colt McCoy?
I don't know. Colt, you were great in college. You were great as a Texas Longhorn, but buddy.
Bears over there hooking him, man. He's
Yeah,
hooking this one right now.
he's all excited about that.
Man, well, I tell you what, before we get into the matchups, let's go ahead and talk through waivers real quick. We won't linger too long. First, good job, everybody, with adjusting to the schedule. That was an easy adjustment to make, and I think was the right thing. So good job. I picked up Booker, dropped Carlos Hyde is out, made some defense changes, kicker, Tannehill. So man, everybody's bailing on Cam. You've tried to bail a couple times, but you keep going back in. Hey, he's on the waivers. So if you want him, Oscar, you can get him with a $0 bid. I bet you can pull that off.
I think I'm rolling with Taysom Hill this week, but thanks for the offer.
Yeah. Kiki Kuti, so it was kind of fun to see him having some relevance again. He was great for Texas Tech in college, but has really just been injured in the NFL. So, man, I think he's good. We just haven't gotten to really see it. So I know our Tech guys would love to see him do well. Some more defense stuff, some tight ends don't matter. Ito Smith, whatever. Not a lot of like big name waiver stuff, but let's get into this week's matchups. I think that's where we really want to get to. So I'm taking on Andrew. I've got to win to lock in the bye, and if I lose, then I need a bunch of people to not. I got 3 guys, and only one of them can win. So winning in is what is for me. So that'll be fun. I'm not as scared of that matchup as I always have been. This is probably the least scared I've ever been playing Andrew. However, he put up 140 points last week. It's fantasy football. Anything can happen. He would have smoked me this past week. So we'll see what happens. Rick and Kyle going head to head. So we'll see.
Kyle. Play spoiler, dude. Play spoiler. Knock Rick out of those. Knock Rick out of that bye. He doesn't need to be in that bye. You can take him out, so do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then here's where we get into and Rick's playing for that bye, and Kyle's playing to get out of the bye. So
absolutely.
Bye week matchup right there. And then Chris and Diego. So kind of same thing. Where Chris is trying to win to stay out of the bye week for the toilet bowl. Diego is trying to win to stay in the playoffs. So he's currently in, but wants to stay in, and he's got to win. Obed and Will. So Will once again fighting for the week 1 bye, and Obed fighting to get out of the week 1 bye in the toilet bowl. Then we've got the Eagle matchup, right? Matchup of the Eagle fans, Justin and Luke. And so same kind of deal. Luke's trying to get into the playoffs, trying to stay in, and Justin trying to fight for that bye. So Justin would need me and Rick to lose, and maybe Will. No, not Will. So he's a little bit ahead of Will on points, but yeah. Then the brother-in-law matchup again. Come on.
So last night, Gary was on the phone with my wife, his sister, and I could hear him talking. He was like, "Hey, tell Oscar he needs to take it easy on me this week, so I can get into the playoffs." And I heard it because he's loud on the phone. And I said, "You tell your brother that I ain't taking it easy on nobody." So just so you know, guys, I am not taking it easy on him. I am playing to win. I don't want to lose. I am out of the playoffs, but it would do me a whole lot. It would make me really happy to keep Gary out of the playoffs as well. It'd be
Yeah.
nice to bring up at Christmas time.
Yeah. So, and that's interesting. I mean, you're talking about continuing to play through. What's interesting is you and Andrew have really have the least to play for. You can't get into the playoffs, and you can't get a week 1 bye in the toilet bowl. So this week, win or lose, it just may change who you play in the toilet bowl. But outside of that, it's not changing a whole lot. But I love what you're saying. I'm gonna play, and Gary's not getting a free win. He's family. Doesn't matter. You'd rather brag about keeping him out of the playoffs than him get an easy win.
Absolutely. Like I said, I will. If I keep him out of the playoffs, it'll be brought up at Christmas time. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
A good time will be had by all.
And we all know that Andrew wants to beat me anytime we play. We
Exactly.
all know this. So, man, once again, I love our league. You guys are awesome. And so, man, it's gonna be a great week. We got a lot to look forward to there. We are going to, so Oscar and I still need to get our interviews with Kyle and Rick. And so what we're going to do is we're going to try to do those separately and then post them up so that it doesn't delay this getting out, and also helps us keep the link down a little bit. And then next week for the playoffs, Toilet Bowl, I love you guys and your games matter. However, I'm going to get just a little word from everybody that's playing in the championship playoffs, and just a couple minutes or something. We'll put that in so you get to hear from everybody that's playing and get some smack talk. It's gonna be fun. Man, weather's cold. Christmas is here. Fantasy football playoffs are here. It's a beautiful time of the year.
It is a beautiful time of the year.
I should. About fantasy football and Christmas, and that would be great.
Do it.
Be awesome. Well, man, I think that's all I've got. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. And if you didn't see pictures, I had puppies, so that was kind of fun. It was really fun. Not me physically, but my dog did, and they're super cute.
I bet they are.
They're all sold, so sorry if you want a puppy. Let me know. I'll put you on our list for the next litter. But
there you go.
So I'm wheeling and dealing right here, man. Gotta make it happen. Man, anyway, it's been a great season so far. Let's keep going. We've got 4 more weeks of the season, and just so you know, if you don't know, we typically get together for the Super Bowl, and we'll give out the trophy. And if it stays here, I mean, right now Justin's looking pretty strong, and so I was thinking about that yesterday. I was like, I may have to take it to him in Dallas if he wins. So we'll see, but we'll have a little party, get together, and just kind of celebrate the season and give out the trophy if we're able to, and that kind of thing. And we will have the Toilet Bowl trophy as well.
Toilet Bowl trophy, which is something you don't want. So guys, keep playing. You don't want the Toilet Bowl trophy. You do not want your face on that toilet bowl.
Kyle's been able to avoid it so far. We'll see.
And I have faith that he will continue that streak. He will not be the Toilet Bowl champion this year.
Man. He's scrappy. You gotta win at the
do
time. Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. Have a great week. And we got football tonight. So football yesterday, football today.
No, we don't. There's no games tonight. No games tonight.
That just hurt my heart a little bit. I was really looking forward to, man, it's a great day to just fire, cuddle with a puppy and a 6-year-old and watch some football.
Nope, I'm going to have to watch something else. Sorry. No football tonight.
Dang, you just ruined my day.
Sorry.
Man, stupid COVID.
Blame it on the NFL for loving the Ravens so much.
Man, yeah.
A little more salt in that wound for
the Ravens. They were supposed to play tonight.
No, the Ravens were supposed to play the Cowboys tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, the Cowboys get even more time to prepare for the Ravens.
There you go.
Yeah, because that'll matter.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. Have a great week. We'll see you later.
Yeah. Bye, guys. Keep playing. Play spoiler if you're not in the playoffs. If you're in the playoffs, keep playing to win. You want to be number 1. Nobody wants to come in second place. Second place is first loser. So
that's right. You're not first, you're last.
Yep.
See you guys.
Later, guys.